the same way you have applied for IFC 2, IFC 1 will be there. Okay, schedule will come out soon. Okay, so in last lecture we have discussed about the what do you mean by PLDs. Okay, programmable logic devices, then different categories of PLDs, right? From from okay, then programmable array logic, programmable logic array, and it's means depending upon, see, basic structure of PLDs, you have a fixed AND array, right, followed by OR array. Then which one is programmable and which one is fixed one, based on that again you can have the two different categories. That means either in some case you have a fixed AND array, then programmable OR array. Okay, then in case you have both, and that means AND array as well as OR array fixed one, then third case will be you have programmable AND array but fixed OR array. Okay, based on that there will be a different category. For example, in case of PROM, you have both fixed one, that means you have fixed the AND array, fixed the OR array. If you consider programmable logic array, in that case programmable logic array, PLA, in that case which one is fixed and which one is programmable? Can anyone? In case of programmable logic array, that means PLA, which one is fixed one and which one is programmable? Can anyone?
Programmable AND array and programmable OR array.
Very good. In that case, both arrays are programmable, right? That means you have programmable AND array, you have programmable OR array. That means both arrays are programmable. That is a PLA. In case of PAL, you have programmable AND array and OR array is fixed. In case of PROM, you have fixed AND array, programmable OR array, right? And if you consider a ROM, read-only memory, then in that case both arrays are fixed one. Okay, so we have discussed that part. Then we have discussed about the ASIC. Then we have discussed about the comparison between your PLA and PLA and PLA, PAL, PAL and PLA. So that thing we have discussed. Now in today's lecture, we are going to discuss the second part of unit number 6, that are different CPLDs and FPGAs available in the market. Okay. Now, as I told you, there are two major manufacturers, Altera and Xilinx. Again, there are many more, but these two manufacturers are well known and they have manufactured a variety of CPLDs and FPGAs. Okay. You have Altera Flex FPGAs available, right? So that Altera 10K series is one of the very what we can say widely used for the complex applications, because that Altera Flex 10K FPGA is like you can say it's a high-end FPGA, right? With millions of CMOS transistors and billions of CMOS logic gates are there in that particular FPGA. So you can implement any higher end complex digital logic, right, with the help of that FPGA. Then Altera also manufactured different CPLDs. Okay, you have Max 5000 series, you have Max 7000 series, then you have a Max 9000 series. See, basically, every version, that means first you consider Altera, they have firstly manufactured Altera Flex 8K. So there will be some addition, right? There will not be any major changes. Okay, always remember, version means what? Addition to the previous one. Okay, addition to the previous one, that means you have manufactured some basic previous device. Okay, and then you are actually implementing the some addition in that, and now you are getting the uh, result out of that. So that is what the actually version means. So basically, uh, Altera 8K Flex 8K is a basic FPGA. They have manufactured that is in very first. Now what they did, they have made some advancement. They have made some changes in that. So they have come up with the new version, that is Altera 10K series. Same thing is with a CPLD series. So basic first Altera, they have manufactured that Max 5000 series. Okay. Now in that, again in that Max 5000 series, then they have made some improvement, then they have made some advancement, and then they have come up with the uh, Max 7000 series. Again, they have made some advantages. They have come up with the 9000 series. So always remember, there are always some additions, there are always some what you can say advancement to the previous one. So they have evolved in that way. Okay. Now same thing is with Xilinx. Okay, there are again Xilinx CPL is available. XC7000 series is a basic series. Then in some advancement in that XC7000, you will get XC9000 family. Same thing is with Xilinx FPGA XC2000 series. Then some advanced version of that is XC3000. Then again some advanced version of that is XC4000. Then again some advanced version is XC5000 series. So likewise, basic CPLD and FPGA are getting evolved. Okay. Now we will discuss about what do you mean by CPLD. Okay. Now so basically you have a PAL, right? That is programmable array logic. Programmable array logic. Okay. So CPLDs are just an extension to that PAL concept. What is programmable array logic? You have programmable AND array and fixed OR array, right? So extension to that is a can be a complex programmable logic devices. That means CPLD, you can say it's just extension to the PAL logic, programmable array logic, right? If you integrate multiple PALs together, that can form the CPLDs. Okay, so this is how basically it means CPLD is not what you can say a separate device. No, if you integrate multiple programmable array logics together, it will form the CPLD, right? If you integrate multiple programmable array logics together, okay, that forms the complex programmable logic devices. Then this is the basic architecture of CPLD. You have different PAL blocks. Okay, then you have input output blocks, then you have interconnection wires. Okay, so this is a typical architecture of CPLD. Now we will discuss a specific one. Okay, for your syllabus there is Altera Max 7000 CPLD is there. So this Altera Max 7000 family, what are the features of this CPLD Altera Max 7000? So it's a high density, high performance CPLD. or CMOS CPLD basically. Any okay. See, always remember in case of VLSI, okay. Now we have changed from the TTL logic, that means transistor logic, to the CMOS logic. In case of now VLSI, everything is based on MOS CMOS. Okay, mostly CMOS. Okay, because if you compare BJT with the CMOS, you can find enormous advantages that CMOS is holding, and that's why nowadays only we are using the CMOS. Okay, so basically it is a CMOS CPLD, and it's a always second generation Max architecture. So it's the previous generation is Max 4000. So this series has high density, high performance. Then Max 5000, sorry, Max before Max 7000, there is a Max 5000 series. That is the basic fundamental series of that Altera CPLD. So it's the older technology, and Max 7000 is some advanced technology as compared to that 5000 series. And again, Max 9000 is a more latest and advanced series of Altera CPLD. There is not much difference between a 7000 and 10000, except that Max 9000 offers a higher logic capacity. That means there will be a more number of you can say CMOS PAL blocks, okay, as compared to the 7000. That's the only difference. Rest of the architecture is same. And this Max 7000 devices are available based on EEPROM and EEPROM technology. Okay, that means it is available in EEPROM as well as EEPROM technology. So this is a architecture of Altera 7000, Max 7000 CPLD. Okay, you have LAB blocks, then you have a macro cells, then you have a PI, right? That means programmable interconnect array, PIA, programmable interconnect array. Okay, then you have a input output control blocks. Okay, so this architecture, and of course you have that 4 global pins. Okay, input global clock 1, then input global clear, input OE1, and input dash slash OE2. These are the 4 globally used pins. Then what are that? So this LAB is nothing but logic array blocks, and PI is nothing but programmable interconnect array. Okay, so these are the main basic components, or you can say blocks of the any CPLD. If you talk about CPLD, it must have logic array blocks, that means LAB. It must have programmable interconnect array, and it must have input output control blocks. Okay, and what is purpose of PIA? That means programmable interconnect array. It's capable of connecting any 2 logic array block with each other. Okay, then each LAB consists of 16 macro cells. Okay, each logical block consists of 16 macro cells in a sets of 8, 2 sets of 8. Then each Max 7000 logic array block has 36 inputs from the chip wide interconnect and 13 outputs to the PI, from 8 to 16 outputs from each logic array block. So these are the typical connection, what you can say, how actually they are connected with each other. Now, this is how actually inside a particular logic array block, what you have this architecture. बरोबर आहे. म्हणजे प्रत्येक लॉजिक अरे ब्लॉक मध्ये काय असतात, 16 मॅक्रो सेल्स असतात. ओके, so if you look into that particular logic array block, what structure you will find? You will find these kind of structure. So you have different macro cell. Okay, these are the macro cell, simply AND gates. Then you have this product term select matrix. Okay, you have this 36 signals from PI, 16 expander product terms. Okay, this is global clear, global clock. These are the globally used pins. Then you have D flip flop. Okay, then you have this register bypass. Okay, so this is a typical inside structure of any logic array block. Then what are these 4 globally used pins that we have talked about? We have a global clock output, that is G clock. Then you have global clear input, GCLRN. Then you have 2 output enable pins, OE1N and OE12N. these are output enable pins. Then the vertical lines in the logic array are common to the all of the macro cells, okay, and the vertical lines driven with programmable interconnect lines from a PIA and from shared expanders. So this is all about the structure. And now this is what that micro cell, a single micro cell within that LAB, how it looks like. This is the typical structure of this macro cells, okay. So you have 16 macro cells. So these are the 16 arrays of macro cell divided into group of 2, 8 plus 8, that is 16, okay. And this is how connected with the this PIA and to the another PIA or to the input output blocks, that is IO cells, okay. So this is about max 7000, okay. Again the same thing is given in this diagram also. This is about the LAB and macro cells, okay. Then we will talk about the next CPLD, that is manufactured by Xilinx, and this is for again your syllabus, that is XC9000 family, okay. Now what are the features of this XC9000? This XC9000 CPLD family provides advanced in system programming. Then it has different test capabilities for high performance, in system programmable for minimum 10,000 program per erase cycle. That means for per erase cycle, you can program it 10,000 programs per erase cycle. That means once you erase that particular CPLD, you can reprogram it 10,000 times. You can reprogram it 10,000 times, okay. And this is how the magic of this CPLD. And it can support the advanced version of JTAG, okay. That means boundary scan. All of you know what is boundary scan and how it is used, okay. It has some instruction set and all that. So this XC9000 family support that advanced JTAG, that means boundary scan interface, that is 1149.1. This is the latest JTAG, what you can say, technology. Now, if you talk about the logic density, then this XC9500 devices ranges from 800 to 6400 usable gates with 36 to 288 registers. That means what is the maximum gates that XC9500 can hold? 6400 gates. Will you imagine? Literally a big number, okay. Then multiple package options and associated IO capacity is also available. Then this XC9000 family is fully pin compatible, allowing easy design migration. Then this architecture, that means XC9500 architecture features address the requirement in systems programmability, then enhance the pin locking capability to avoid costly board river, okay. Then of course it supports the advanced JTAG instruction set, okay. Already we have discussed that. In system programming throughout the full device operating range and minimum of 10,000 program per erase cycle. And this is really a very, what you can say, a good advantage for any complex design or any what you can say, the design that requires many changes, okay, continuously. So this CPLD supports everything. And it's talking about its operating voltages, then it's configured for 3.3 volt to 5 volt operation, and current driven capacity is 24 milliampere, okay. You have to remember this range. This may be your what you can say, the MCQ question. Now this is the again architecture of this CPLD, okay. So you have this JTAG controller, you have this IO blocks, this is fast interconnect switch matrix, okay. This is somewhat similar to the PI, that means programmable interconnect array, to connect this macro cells with the input output blocks, okay. You have this in system programming controller, you have these JTAG ports, this is input output ports, okay. These are the global pins, global clock, then global test, global clear, okay. So structure is somewhat similar with some addition, okay. In Max 7000 there was no JTAG controller, no in system controller, okay. But here in case of Xilinx CPLD, you have JTAG controller, you have in-system programming controller, everything is there. And these are the logic array blocks with macro cells. Okay, and there were only 16 macro cells. Here 18 macro cells are there. In case of Xilinx CPLD, here 18 macro cells are there. Why? Because the number of gates, CMOS gates, has been increased. It is 6,400. Okay, in case of Mac 7000, it's somewhat less than the Xilinx CPLD. So this is the most advanced CPLD. Then again, this is the macro cell structure for XC9500. Okay, it is same. It is same. You have this product terms allocator. Okay, these are the programmable blocks. Then you have different mux, D flip flop. Okay, and finally to the interconnect matrix. Okay, and this interconnect matrix will connected to the IO blocks. So this is how the macro cell structure is there. Next, we will talk about the advantages of CPLD. Okay, now what are different advantages of CPLD? So CPLD can realize reasonably complex designs. Okay, that means with the help of CPLD, you can go for LAN controller, UARTs, cache control, okay, graphics control, okay, of your computer, or you are using some external graphic cards, external graphic controller, you have that LAN controller, you have that LAN network installed in our college. Okay, so inside that, to control that LAN, to have that fast packet transmission, fast packets processing, you require a LAN controller. Okay, and that LAN control is nothing but it is implemented using CPLD. Okay, then second advantage is, significant advantage of CPLDs is that they provide a simple design. Okay, they provide a simple design changes through reprogramming. Okay, they require a simple design CPLD that provide simple design changes through reprogramming. Okay, you can reprogram it many times because we are having the 10,000 per erase cycle. Okay, 10,000 per erase cycle. So it's large capacity. And but obvious, if you have such a number of CMOS in that CPLD, of course the speed of operation is but obvious. Okay, हे म्हणजे कसं झालं की suppose you have allotted one class. Okay, and in that class, if suppose you are asked to sit some 10 students, so you will get a very wide place. Okay, you will get a very wide place. So it's like a huge capacity, and that it's very even sufficient to control and to design such a complex digital design such as graphics controller, LAN controllers, UARTs, okay, cache controller, and many others. Okay, this CPLD can be used to design and to implement such complex devices. What do you think? LAN controller is a really complex digital device. Graphics controller is also really complex. It implements number of different gates, number of flip-flops, number of buffers, number of tri-state buffers, much more, along with memory. So it's a tremendously what you can say complex structure, and this CPLD can serve the purpose of this. So you can imagine the capacity of any CPLD, even Xilinx, and even some higher CPLD of Altera. So if you consider Altera Max 9000, it's somewhat similar to the Xilinx XC9500. Okay, so these are the certain advantages of CPLDs. Now we will talk about the FPGAs. Okay, we will talk about the FPGAs. Now what are the FPGAs? Okay, field programmable gate array. So this field programmable gate arrays are the digital integrated circuits that contain configurable blocks of logic along with configurable interconnects between these blocks. Means what is basic architecture of FPGA? It has configurable programmable blocks of logic along with configurable interconnects, right? It has configurable logic blocks along with configurable interconnects, and basically it is a integrated circuit. Okay, basically it is a integrated circuit. Now FPGA features a general structure that allows very high logic capacity. That means what is basic difference between CPLD and FPGA is FPGA holds much larger capacity than the CPLD. Okay, and this FPGA also offers a high ratio of flip-flops to logic resources than CPLD. The same thing. If you calculate the ratio of flip-flops to the logic resources, FPGA has much higher ratio as compared to the CPLD. Okay, so these are the features of FPGA. Again, these are the some important features of FPGA. Very high logic capacity used for implementing digital hardware. Okay, used for implementing digital hardware, customized as per needs of the user, then low starting cost, low risk, and configurable as many time as you want. Remember this thing, it can be configurable as many time as you want. Okay, see, 10,000 program per erase cycle is like means you can't even imagine whether even you can utilize one erase cycle or not, because after 10,000 you require for per erase cycle you can program it 10,000 times, and that's the high capacity of that simple CPLD. And if you compare of FPGA has much more capacity than the CPLD. लक्षात येत आहे, त्या CPLD साध्या झायलिंगच्या 9500 ची कॅपॅसिटी काय होती, 10,000. हे तर FPGA विच मच लॉजिक, विच मोर नंबर ऑफ लॉजिक कॅपॅसिटी. मग तुम्ही इमॅजिन करा हे तर किती पर इरेज सायकल किती वेळा रिप्रोग्रामेबल असेल FPGA. And this is the biggest advantage of FPGA. That's why nowadays every complex circuit it is implemented either using FPGA if you want to go for particular IC, or you can go for CPLD. Nowadays there is only CPLDs and FPGAs. Okay. Now this Altera Flex 10K FPGA is there in your syllabus. Okay, so this is a typical structure of this Altera Flex 10K FPGA. Okay, it has EABs, then it has different input output blocks and some interconnects. Okay, as we know, what is FPGA? FPGA is an integrated circuit which has programmable logic blocks along with programmable interconnects. Okay, so this is a typical structure of Altera Flex 10K. Then this Flex 8000 architecture has been extended in a state of art Flex 10,000 family. Okay, that means as I told you, the basic is 8K. Okay, now some advancement or some what you can say addition of more number of gates, that is a Altera Flex 10K series. Then this each row of this Flex 10K chip has an EAB on one end. That means at each row of that 10K chip you have that EAB, that means embedded array blocks. What is EAB? Embedded array blocks. You have that embedded array blocks at the end of every row. Each EAB is configurable to serve as an SRAM block with a variable aspect ratio. Okay, that means each EAB can serve as a SRAM block with different aspect ratio. That means 256 by 8, 512 by 4, 1K by 2, 2K by 1. So this is the aspect ratio. And in addition, this EAB can alternatively be configured to implement a complex logic circuit such as multiplexer by employing it is as large as multi-output lookup tables, multiple output lookup tables. Then it can be used for a complex logic, that multiplexer, then barrel shifter, then you have even for your information, you can easily implement your FFT algorithm on FPGAs. तुमचा जो फास्ट फुरियर ट्रान्सफॉर्म अल्गोरिदम आहे तो FPGA वर तुम्ही इम्प्लिमेंट करू शकता, and it will give enormous what you can say speed, because you know the name itself indicates fast Fourier transform. That means what? It has it will generate a result with optimum number of time. And if you want to implement this fast Fourier transform, you can use FPGAs, because the hardware itself supports that parallelism, and you can get results at every iteration. You can get immediate results after every iteration. फास्ट फुरियर ट्रान्सफॉर्म मध्ये इटरेशन करता का नाही तुम्ही, डिफरंट फर्स्ट स्टेप, देन सेकंड, देन थर्ड. सो you will get immediate outputs as soon as you apply input. Okay, this is a what you can say advantage, or you can say power of FPGA, because hardware is parallel. Okay, n number of logic blocks, n number of what you can say CMOS gates are available with you. Okay, and how you and even you want to implement such a 10 different FFT algorithms, you can implement using this FPGA. Okay, then it will also remain with some logic blocks. Okay, and this is the good capacity and the what you can say biggest technology improvement, and that made us for the different design of complex digital logic. FPGA CPLD मुळे आज आपण बरेचसे कॉम्प्लेक्स डिजिटल सर्किट that we can easily implement and we can easily use that. And it is a what you can say credit of the FPGA and CPLD. That means nothing VLSI technology in a other way you can see. Okay, so again, what you can talk about this Altera Flex 10K. So this Altera provides as a part of their CAD tool several macro functions that implement useful logic circuits in the embedded array blocks. Counting the EABs as a logic gates, Flex 10K offers the highest logic block. Remember this line. Okay, Flex 10K offers the highest logic capacity of FPGA, although it is hard to provide an accurate number. म्हणजे त्याच्यात एवढे लॉजिक ब्लॉक्स आहेत की ॲक्युरेट नंबर पण प्रोव्हाइड करता येत नाही. ओके, यू कॅन फाइंड आउट एनी वे, बट मीन्स सच अ लार्ज नंबर इज देअर, राइट? द मीन टू कन्वे यूज इज such a large number of blocks, logic blocks and logic capacity this FPGA Flex 10K is holding. This FPGA Altera Flex 10K is holding. And now you can imagine the capacity of this Flex 10K FPGA. Okay, what are the advantages of FPGAs? Now, fast digital design, no wait to obtain a target chip. Okay, digital design is fast. Then the design can be implemented on a FPGA and tested at once. Okay, because you have some built-in self-test with this FPGA boards that can test that chip itself. Okay, automatically. FPGAs are good prototypes. If you want to make some prototype, then FPGA is a good option. After final design, the product is so small in size. For example, the chip that is used in your mobile, that is a particularly ASIC, but that is a made up of FPGA. Okay, it is application specific integrated circuit, but it is a basically that application specific FPGA, and that the different programs are implemented. Okay, and it is in very such a small size. Designer can be used the same FPGA more than design. Okay, so if you use such a tremendous capacity FPGAs with your design, you can have the more usefulness of that particular FPGA. So these are the some of the important advantages of FPGA. Okay, now where these FPGAs are using? So as I told you, DSP course, that means your digital signal processor course. Why? Because to implement barrel shifter, to implement fast Fourier algorithms, there is no alternative other than FPGA. FPGA साठी FPGA सारखा जर का इमिजिएट रिझल्ट देणारा कुठलाही डिव्हाइस अवेलेबल नाही. इफ यू टॉक अबाउट डिजिटल सिग्नल प्रोसेसिंग, बिकॉज इन डिजिटल सिग्नल प्रोसेसिंग मेनी टाइम्स यू रिक्वायर इमिजिएट रिझल्ट, राईट? फास्ट प्रोसेसिंग, फास्ट रिझल्ट, त्या केसमध्ये फक्त आणि फक्त FPGAच पर्पज सर्व करतो. देन इन युअर कम्प्युटर CPU, आता तुम्हाला लक्षात आलं असेल की व्हॉट इज द पॉवर ऑफ FPGA. तुमचा CPU जो अख्खा असतो, CPUचा मदरबोर्ड, तुमचे CPUच्या डिफरंट चिप्स, दॅट आर काइंड ऑफ FPGAs. त्या FPGAs असतात. ओके, build lab test equipments, clock and pulses, then telecommunication protocol analyzer. Protocol analyzer म्हणजे एक have you ever seen network analyzer? Okay, so that may not be available in our college, but protocol analyzer is a device which can be used to analyze different networking protocols, right? For example, TCP, UDP, IP, then different application layer protocols, different network layer protocols, right? So there is one device, protocol analyzer, एक काइंड ऑफ तुमचा जसा डिजिटल ऑसिलोस्कोप असतो तसं एक डिव्हाइस असतं. सो that can analyze the packet transfer, its latency, right? It's what you can say input output time, how much time it will take to reach the destination packet. कुठलाही प्रोटोकॉल तुम्ही डिझाईन केला की त्याचे सगळे पॅरामीटर तुम्हाला अनालाइज करावे लागतात बिफोर युझिंग दॅट. सो फॉर दॅट पर्पज प्रोटोकॉल अनालायझर इज युज्ड. इट्स अ डिव्हाइस, त्याच्यात FPGA वापरतात. देन digital to analog converter, sigma delta digital to analog converter, digital modulators, modems, neural network applications. Okay, everywhere in such a complex area of electronics you can find applications of FPGA. These are the really complex areas of application in electronic field. Okay, to design a digital modulator modem, it is not an easy job. These are the all complex digital designs, right, in our electronics field, and there FPGA is leading, and FPGA is having wide range of application. Okay, so these are the applications of FPGA, and here we have finished with unit number 6, that is architecture of commercial devices. In next lecture probably we will go in reverse manner. Okay, again in one lecture we will talk about that testing of logic circuits. Okay, already we have discussed everything in that unit, but again for a sake of revision purpose we will talk about that unit. Okay, so in next lecture we will start with unit number 5th. Okay, we will go in reverse manner this time for the revision. So if you have any doubt, you can ask me right now, otherwise we will stop here.